They said time travel was impossible. They were wrong. But every journey leaves a scar, and every mistake creates an anomaly. You see, this isn't just about bending time. It's about mastering the language that controls it. His name was Elias Crowe. He wasn't a physicist or an engineer. He was a linguist, a man who understood that words hold more power than any machine. And he found something incredible. A relic, an ancient mechanical book that didn't respond to electricity or power. It responded to language. Imagine standing before a massive stone door deep within a dark, forgotten temple. Carved into its surface are 3 glowing words. Go, see, take. The ground shakes. The air hums with ancient power. The door isn't asking for a key. It's demanding a command. It demands the past tense. But not just any past tense. It demands the irregular kind. I tried saying, I goed. Nothing. The temple rumbled, rejecting the mistake. Then the realization hit me. Irregular verbs don't follow the rules. They're rebels of the linguistic world. They have to be known, to be. I took a breath and spoke with certainty. I went. I saw. Took. And just like that, the words on the door transformed. Glowing with a brilliant gold, went, saw, took. With a deafening groan, the massive stone door slid open, revealing a bridge of floating rocks stretching across an impossible abyss, a swirling nebula of purple and black. Each step forward was a test, a reminder that to move forward, you must first correctly articulate the past. These irregular verbs, they're not just grammatical quirks, they are the keys. Think about it. Bring, brought, find, found, found, speak, spoke, spoken. Each one is unique. They don't follow the simple rule of adding ed at the end. Words like walked, talked, and played are regular. They follow a predictable pattern. But they have their own stories, their own histories. As I walked across that floating bridge, I felt the power coursing through me. I had found the relic. I activated what they called the Chronicle. I thought I changed history. But just as the thought crossed my mind, the world glitched. Red flashes blinded me. An alarm blared. A voice, ancient and cold, echoed in my mind. Precision matters in English. You didn't change it. You tried. The past simple tense describes a completed action. I changed history implies it was done, finished, a success. But I tried to change history tells a different story. It speaks of an attempt, an effort that may or may not have succeeded. This subtle difference is everything. The Chronicle was punishing my arrogance, my lack of precision. Let's break this down. The past simple is for actions that started and finished in the past. For example, I ate breakfast this morning. The action is complete. We often use it with time expressions like yesterday, last week, or in 1999. She visited Paris last year. A finished trip. They watched the movie yesterday. The movie is over. When we form the past simple, we usually add ed to the verb. Walk becomes walked. But then we have the irregulars, the ones Elias had to master. Go becomes wentsie, becomes saw. Take becomes took. There's no simple rule for these. They just have to be learned. You don't go anywhere. You went. You don't seed something. You saw it. Now, let's talk about the past continuous. This tense is for an ongoing action in the past, something that was in progress at a specific time. It formed withs, was or were, and the verb ending in ing. For example, I was watching TV when the phone rang. The watching was in progress when it was interrupted by the ringing. The Chronicle wasn't just testing my knowledge of past simple verbs. It was testing my understanding of time itself and how we describe it. Imagine Elias is trying to explain what happened. He could say, I was walking on the bridge when the alarm blared. The walking was a continuous action, and the alarm was a sudden event that interrupted it. This distinction is crucial. It adds depth and detail to our storytelling. The sun was setting as he reached the temple. This paints a picture of a process, not just a single event. Standing there, before a massive wall of blinding white light, I understood. I was afraid. I made mistakes, but I learned from them. The past tense isn't just grammar. It's reflection. It's about looking back, understanding what happened, and acknowledging the full story, not just the parts we wish were true. I tried. I failed. I learned. These statements are powerful because they are honest. They show growth. The Chronicle wasn't a machine for changing the past. It was a tool for understanding it. And to understand it, you need the right words. Think about the past. Perfect. This tense is for describing an action that happened asterisk before asterisk. Another action in the past, it's like a flashback. Within your story, we form it with had and the past participle. For example, when I arrived, they had already left. My arrival happened in the past, but their leaving happened even earlier. Elias could look back and say, I had studied ancient languages for years before I found the Chronicle. The studying happened first, leading to the discovery. This tense helps us establish a clear sequence of events. The door wouldn't open because I had forgotten the correct verb. The forgetting happened before the attempt to open the door. It adds a layer of cause and effect to our narrative. Suddenly, a fast montage of multiple versions of myself flashed before my eyes. Timelines twisted and shattered, red alert lights pulsed everywhere, and the words timeline unstable burned into my vision before everything faded to black. What did I break? My imprecise use of the past tense didn't just create a misunderstanding. It fractured reality itself. Every verb tense we use is a choice, and in this world, those choices have consequences. I changed history was a lie. A more accurate statement would have been, by the time I realized my mistake, I had already caused a temporal paradox. The paradox was the result of an earlier action. Mastering these tenses isn't just for passing an English test, it's for clear communication, for accurate storytelling, for saving the timeline. So, what are the consequences of my mistake? What happens when you use I did, when you should have said I have done? Or when you confuse I-o was going with I-o gone? Each tense paints a different picture of the past, and a wrong stroke can change the entire masterpiece. In our next journey, we'll explore the devastating consequences of these linguistic anomalies. We'll dive deeper into the past perfect, the present perfect, and how they interact to shape our understanding of time. The timeline is broken, and only by mastering the language of the past can we hope to fix it. Subscribe to join the mission, save the timeline, and master your English. The past is waiting. Don't make the same mistakes I did. Thanks for watching.